Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 22 of the peer-to-peer network series. And the previous episode, we have follow and unfollow, the only social persona we can do that. And essentially, what we're going to do now is to try to post something and see if it works or not. Okay? So we have this form here, and we're going to continue this. This is my post one. Okay, so I don't really believe this is going to work because we made a lot of changes. So let's try it out. Post. Okay, when this is clear, it's a good sign somehow. Okay, I don't know if this is from now or it was from before. Okay, we got a problem at the network. Let's go through it. So this is a little bit disorganized. Let me organize it a little bit. Events. Okay. So this object social entity. Where is this coming from? Okay, so we have a social entity there. But we are not setting this anywhere. Okay, because okay, so here is something that I suspected it was not going to work. When we have these social validations, that is, by the way, something that is executed from many places. We are sending this object, okay? And here we are storing this at social persona. This should be social entity. And I will explain you why. This is a mistake at the refactoring we did. Because if what it says is if query receive origin social persona ID is not undefined, then we grab from social personas and put it in there. Query received target social persona is not undefined, then we replace that with this. So at social entity, we will have the one executing the query or event. But if it is a bot, then we are storing there the bot. Okay, don't ask me why, because this looks a little bit shady, but once that happens, that means that social entity will actually have a value, and it will be either a social persona or a social trading bot. Okay, this is something that is not going to work because we don't have this user profile ID anymore. So how do we fix this? This was referring to the... What do we want to do here? Let me analyze this first. The origin or target social entity must be the same as the context profile. What is the context profile? For an event to be returned at the response of this query, so we are talking about the query called events, okay? So this is the timeline type of query. For an event to be returned as a response to the query, it needs to be related to the social entity making the query. How can it be related? Okay, the origin or target must be the same as the context or the context profile. In fact, what I'm talking about is origin social entity. Okay, why? Because I want to receive at my timeline, see everything that is mine, my post, my reactions, my whatever, but also of the people that are following me. Okay, so it needs to be related to the social profile. So how it might related? The origin or the target social entity of the event of must be the same as the origin social entity. Number two, the origin or target social entity of the event must be at the following map of the origin social. So I'm going to see events of everyone that I'm following. Okay, the origin or target post, if you're talking about posts, must belong to any social entity at the following of the origin or target post must belong to any social entity at the following of the origin social entity. So I'm going to retrieve posts that are originating or targeting any social entity that I'm following, okay? The one that is executing the query. So this is what this means. Any of the above happening means that it's related. So after all this stuff, what I'm saying here is the number one, the origin or target social entity of the event must be the same of the origins social entity. So um, at social entity, I will have at this query, I will have only the ID of the social persona or the social bot requesting the timeline, not the target, okay? So if it is a social persona, then we are requiring that because we are checking here that the origin or target social entity of the event so origin, social persona, and target, these are from the event, is as far as I can see, because this event, origin, social persona ID. Okay. So if the origin, social persona, or target persona of the event, so if the origin, social persona is equal to this one, then user profile ID here means ID in this context, because we at social persona we only have ID property, we don't have user profile ID. So this is an ID. Of the event. Okay, I'm not going to follow all the other logic because it was already programmed. So my guess is that it's going to work. So I'm just going to re-initiate this to run it this again. Okay, this is connected again. And I'm going to refresh the page because maybe the post went through. I'm just going to see if it crashes or not. Okay, no crash for doing this. No crash here. Okay, we have some activity here. But to make this test right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything. Add um, no, I think that is working now because first I follow social persona 2, then I unfollow, then unfollow again, and then I pause it. I just need to fix this follow it, so to show what is going on exactly. So for that, I will check here. So easier is going to be if I debug this. Execute again. Okay. So here we have this is undefined, but this is not. Social persona, blockchain account, bot account, blah blah blah. Social persona handle. So we have this, but this little thing is wrong. So we refresh the page. Oops, and it's still not there. Okay, social persona handle. Can you believe this? Okay, let's do it again. This is unbelievable. What is wrong with me now? It's not origin. It is just social persona handle. Okay, so if I don't social persona 1, follow 2. 1 and follow 2. 1 follow 2 again. Post it. Undefined. What is supposed to be there? Event post text. Okay, we are getting closer. Let's see what we received here. Event type 10. Origin social persona ID. and we don't have the the post text. Okay, so let's trace this to see where it is. Let's see if we can find this post text. Okay, so here we see that when we send um, I don't like this because it's difficult to follow what is going on here when this else if I don't really like it. So what is going on here? Let's organize this a little bit better. Have an if. So we have this stuff, this type of query. Then we have this type of query. And then if it is not any of those, we have, it seems we have this. Okay, let's organize this because this is a mess. So we're going to make a switch because it seems that we need to switch by query type. Okay, switch case. If it is this, then we will do this. If it is this, then we will do this, and default means if it is none of the above, we will do this. Okay, so if this personal data, then we are going to execute this code. Else, this is the default when it is not a query. and this is when it is events. Okay, and the reason it is different is probably because the user personal data is coming into here and just not going to the peer-to-peer network. When the web app makes a query that includes the user profile data as responsive, we need to fetch the text from the. Since the network do not store the info themselves. Okay, so this is a little bit more organized now. Okay, so what's going on? When we get a list of events, if the event if the event type is reply to social persona post, but it's not necessarily only that case, because what happens if it is a post of myself? But let's check this out because something is not looking good. um, so we have 4 events. Okay, event type number 10 I need a list of events, event types. Let's clean all this stuff because we don't need it. Okay, event type 10 social persona post. That's why we don't have the text, because this is not included in this if. So let's do this better. So reply, repost, social persona post. When you repost, I'm not sure that this is going to be fetched like this, but initially we will do it. Okay, everything that includes a post, and that is true also for bots. Okay, so essentially anything that involves a post, we are going to put it into here. And let's see what happens now. So this is 10 and this is 10. And there was an error. Cannot reprogram origin post hash. Okay. Let's do it again. Again. It doesn't get into here. Again. Okay, these parameters are incorrect. That's my conclusion. Of course, it's incorrect. This is undefined, and this is undefined, so this is going to blow. Event origin post. What is this? Origin. So here I need this. Then origin post. Event ID. Event type. Where is the post hash? Okay, because I don't have the origin post. Okay, so let's check out what's going on at the network when we get this information. Let's check this out here. Okay, let's not stop here and run this again. Okay, so it's not even reaching that point, but it should. Let's debug it from here. Origin post undefined because the event doesn't have an origin post hash. Okay, so where is this event coming from? Here we are iterating through all the events that we have in memory. So it looks like that when we recorded this event, the post hash didn't came through, and that is essentially preventing this to work. So let's go to the client interface. Let this go to the client interface where we execute this event, and we'll create a second post. Second post. So they even receive origin post text. To be honest, this shouldn't be like this because I shouldn't receive the post text. I should have received the post hash, which I'm not receiving it. So it means the problem is at the desktop. In here. Yeah. Because this is duplicated and it's not really for a new post. So I would almost bet that all these conditions are needed here. I'm not sure you can put a comma here. This would be probably cleaner if we had a map, event types. If we had a map of commit messages, but also it would be even cleaner if we didn't have this stuff here at the same module. So there is work to do here for sure to clean this stuff. Okay, to make it complete, and once this is working, we are going to refine it to probably organize the code better. Okay, so the text is eliminated since it is now at the user storage and a hash of the content was generated. And that is what is going to the network node. So save at storage, blah blah blah. We get the hash, eliminate the post there. And that should be the solution to our problem. So we will run this again. Okay. So we didn't check anywhere. Websocket Interface. What is this? Cannot be property undefined of origin post hash. Okay, so let's debug from here. Post form. Okay, so do we have no or yes? Okay. Okay, so the message has an origin post hash and it should go through the network and get into here. Okay, so it's supposed to be recorded well. So if it is recorded well, we are supposed to see I'm a little bit lost now. We are the network. So there is a problem somewhere. And where is this? We are WebSockets Interface. Okay, this is the WebSocket interface of the desktop client. So it's entering into here. Okay, somewhere is happening this origin post hash reading from undefined, but it doesn't say where, and it's ending up here because there is no error handling to catch that stuff. So may it be here. Um, let's reload this. Yes, the problem is here. Origin post. We don't have that. We have event, origin post hash. So I don't know where this came from, but I'm just going to cut it out. So this should work now. Okay, this is failing. Molina, because we are using to retrieve this, the social persona handle, and it should be the user profile handle. Okay, because the name of the repository is my user profile handle. Okay, this is part of the mixed up caused by the refactoring. The question is to save the post. What did I use to save the post? Save as storage, post text, blah blah blah. Save post as storage. Okay, save post as storage. Save user as storage. Okay, so how is this saving the stuff? Okay, it's saving it locally and then it makes a git push. The problem is when retrieving this get post text user profile handle, and the user profile handle is something I don't actually have now. Okay, so I need the user profile handle. That, by the way, I'm going to call it because there's a task to transform this into an open storage, to reuse the open storage project. I'm going to take notes. Use the open storage project to store social trading data. Okay. More and more stuff to do. Unbelievable. Okay, so to solve this issue, to be able to retrieve the post, save, get post text, we actually need the user profile handle. But the problem is that we don't have that. Um, let me check out this. This is an interesting thing to do, to use this, the open storage, because then I could say the social persona when we have this social trading bot, we already have the available storage. But do I want to mix the post with the signals? Not sure. The thing is that okay, so I don't have this option here. Available storage. Why do I have this? So this means that I'm closer than I thought because I left this ready. A social persona to have an available storage. Okay, I can do that. Not now, but in an episode for that. Um, so to put this to work, what I would need is essentially, how do I call this? Storage container. So my guess is that each post um, when I save that stuff, I should, yes, I'm receiving the post hash, but I also need the storage container because the event, what I send to the network, okay, I should save which is the storage container where the associated data is. So when I retrieve that event, then I retrieve the storage container, and then from there I can fetch the data. Okay, the question is now, what do I do now? Doing the integrating this with open storage is a little bit out of scope now. So probably I just need the user profile. So if I have the origin social persona ID, Then I have access to a map. This temporary. This is temporary until we implement the open storage solution here. Okay, so user profile, I need to retrieve um, user profile. What do I have? Well, it's problematic to get there because user profile by social entity ID. Okay, I can use this guy. Hold on. This is not an origin social persona. This is a user profile. Okay, but what I was needing was this guy. So here, what we need is user profile, config, code name. Okay. User profile by social entity ID. Hmm. So I have none here. Because this map is built by the social graph service. So it's not really available here. So I either record at the event um, what is the user profile handle, and then I get it from the event, or I implement the storage solution, the open storage solution. Okay, I will do a partial implementation of the open storage solution in the sense that um, I did say event dot open storage container ID. So when we are sending this message of a new post, I'm going to be sending okay, there's no point on doing this. Like, there's no point of doing this halfway. So, in my mind, the next thing to do is to fully implement the open storage so that users can define, like here, another storage container, link it, and do all the stuff. So, I will leave this episode here, and at the next one, what we are going to do is um, I'm going to move this node to the top of my list because I'm going to use the open storage project to store social trading data. So essentially, every time there is a post, we will go directly to GitHub or whatever open storage location, record that, and and then retrieve it from there. Okay, so because we almost have this working, and that means that the refactoring stuff is over, and this is something we have to do anyway, because as we switch it from confusing social persona with user profile, when as we split this concept, then there was the name of the repository tied to the handle of the user profile. And now the user profile is not something we are talking about at the desktop app. So the best thing to do is to make that link and store the things where the user defines it, and that's it, and retrieve it from there, and problem solved. So I'm going to spend a whole episode on that, but we will have to leave this up to this point, okay, where essentially what we did so far was to resolve the major problems to be able to post, okay, to post messages, okay. So I would say that posting is working, and commit this work, okay. So that is what we are going to do up to now, and see you at the next one, where we are going to be implementing the open storage here, okay. Thank you. See you next time.